Time and time again, we have read or seen films about Western colonization and expansion of the empires. The glory and greatness that they have brought to the colonies, there were hardly any primary source from the natives' perspective, who would report any crimes, racist and injustice policy affecting the natives. The British colonization of Australia was no exception. After directing numerous successful films, namely the Patrick, the Slain in Hollywood for 15 years, Philip Noyce returned to Australia to direct a true story based on the book written by Doris Phil Kingston. The film has won 3 Australian awards, namely the AACTA Awards for Best Film 2002, National Board of Review Award for Best Director 2002, AACTA Award for Best Sound in Film 2002, and 5 international awards. It is set in 1931 in the outskirts town of Geelong, Western Australia, 2 decades after policy to empower the removal of half-caste children from their Aboriginal family. The film Rabbit Proof Fang is about the emotional hardship endured by the 3 Aboriginal girls and their family. The words, "It's the law! You got no say! I have the papers!" underpins the reality of the policy which lasted almost 6 decades and what has come to be known as the Stolen Generation. The chief protector of the Aborigines in Western Australia in 1931 was Mr. A.O. Neville. Philip Noyce set the tone where Neville explained the issue of increasing half-caste children potentially creating an unwanted third race. Should the colored be encouraged to go back to black, or should they be advanced to white status? He used low-angle camera shots to amplify the importance of Neville. In convincing a group of European ladies, Neville used slides to demonstrate the filtration of white blood. The use of words like colored, white, black, and white blood clearly shows that the law gave him power and authority over another race. The silence and nodding by the audience signifies their approval. Kenneth Branagh from Henry V and Hamlet played the character well and did not portray Neville as a monster. He truly believes that he is helping the Aborigines by removing the half-caste children and assimilating them into white culture. Isn't it plain racist and injustice? Noyce wasted no time early in the film, when the white policeman literally snatched the 3 girls from their mothers. The scene, which has come to be known as the removal scene. The brilliant choice of background music intensified the run, the pursuit, the show-not-tell expression on the faces of the children, mother and grandmother. The mere display of authority through the character of the reinforcer. "It's the law, Maud. You got no say," revealed the injustice of the law. I watched with horror and could not help feeling for Molly and the girls from this scene onwards, and my anger towards the white European workers on the fence and depot for not doing or not able to do anything. How could such an act be saving or helping the natives, as claimed? At the Moore River Native Settlement, racist policies were imposed and practiced openly. The children were not allowed to speak in their own language, forced to say Christian prayers before allowed to have their food. Mr. Neville would check the children for the fairer skin. The idea of saving the natives is to train them to work for the European settlers as laborers and domestic servants. The resilience and constant plotting through the close-up shots of Molly, played by Evelyn Stumpy, is brilliant. Noyce's ability to work with inexperienced young actress deserves a lot of credit. The 1,500 miles epic journey taken by the 3 girls along the riot-proof fence will move you mightily. Even the experienced Aboriginal tracker, Voodoo, played by David Phillip, as growing to admire the determination and cleverness of Molly. This symbolized a denial of white culture, but a show of strength of their connection to the Aboriginal values. The frankness of the film emphasized the ideology of white supremacy, racism, and injustice treatment of the Aboriginal throughout the colonial history. Showing Molly and Daisy in real life at the end of the film brings the audience back to reality as the book written by Molly's daughter. One can really feel what the girls have gone through to stay with their family, culture, and belief. Perhaps the film seems to show the end of the process when the policies were removed in 1970. But that's hardly the case. It failed to drive home the point that racism and injustice survive till today. I was emotionally moved at the end of the film, and I believe the audience would be too.